Hello, friends. So today we're talking about that age-old question that most of us have to face every day: what's for dinner? My husband asks me that every single day. Walks through the door. So, what's for dinner today? I could have told him the day before what we're having, but he asks me every day. So today in this video, what we're talking about is uh, a warm, cozy bowl of chili with top it with whatever you and your family like to eat on your chili. For us, it's cheddar cheese, a little bit of sour cream. We're going to have some cornbread muffins on the side. But what I want to talk about too is how quick this meal is. And for most of us on our schedules nowadays, it's quick, having to work through the week and feeling like, that our only options is maybe to pick up fast food or something like that. But this is a very simple, quick meal for even the busiest of schedules, I feel like, because the slow cooker pretty much does all the work. So it's a filling meal, it's inexpensive, and better than all that, it's super easy. Okay, getting started cooking this chili is you're going to use 1 pound of protein of your choice. And I say your choice, the actual recipe I use says um, 2 pounds of ground beef. But I have found in most cases I can eliminate a lot of the protein that it says to put in there. It cuts down on cost, and it's just as good to just put a pound in there. As a matter of fact, to be honest with you, this protein that I'm using is a vegetarian impossible meat, but my sister doesn't put any protein in hers at all. She just uses just the beans, and it's filling and good the way that she does it. And but I'll go ahead and put some impossible meat in there because I think my husband prefers to have some kind of something that at least resembles meat. He actually has an allergy to beef and pork. Every now and then he tries to um, see if he can handle a little bit of beef or pork because he's hoping to wean himself out of the allergy, because he believes that he can do that, and maybe he can. But for right now, our uh, what you would call compromise, meat in the middle. I'm a vegetarian and he's not, but I use impossible meat on things like this, and he does well with it. He likes the taste of it, doesn't have a problem with it. So I browned the impossible meat, and like I said, you can use beef, you can use turkey, you can use pork. Um, just, or you can use no meat at all. Like I said, my sister, she doesn't put any in hers at all. But what I will do to the meat mixture once that is brown is I'll put all the seasonings in that the recipe calls for, which is 2 teaspoons of cumin powder. Is it cumin or cumin? I don't know, but um, cumin powder and 3 tablespoons of chili powder and 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of salt. Um, and I mix all that together and then put 2 cups of water in that. Um, and it gets it nice and saucy. Also, I'd like to say that it calls for an onion, and if I was cooking onion, lots of times I'll use onion powder. That's another seasoning I put in there, but only because I'm not using actual onions, because my husband cannot stand onions, and so I have to kind of find onion flavor in other ways. I've got onion powder in there, but I would put my onion in with your protein, kind of, because it will give it like a better flavor, I believe. And then take your protein mixture and put it in a slow cooker and add the rest of your ingredients, which is going to be a 29-ounce can of tomato sauce, a 29-ounce can of kidney beans, and a 29-ounce can of pinto beans. And I will say that I could not find that big of a can of pinto beans or kidney beans, and I just got 2 cans of the regular size can, whatever that is. I'm not sure. Is that 12 ounces, 19? I'm not sure, but I just got two regular cans, and you put liquid and all into the slow cooker. It also calls for a fourth cup of diced celery. There again, I can't put celery um, in mine because my husband will have a fit. He does not like celery. He does not like it's it's easier to tell you the vegetables that he will eat than it is to tell you, but he will not eat celery. So, but I put things in there kind of like celery salt, things like that, that might give it, more of the flavor that um, the recipe is trying to call for. But after you get all of your ingredients into the slow cooker, you're just going to put it on. If you're going to be gone all day long, I would just put it on low and let it cook for like 8 hours. It's not going to hurt it a bit. Or, if you are just doing, like, I am a school bus monitor, so in between my routes, I just put it on high where it could develop a nice boil and kind of sits there and cooks for a couple of hours. And all those flavors get to, meld together, and it's a nice chili when I come back home and ready for dinner. And then when I got back home, I went ahead and made my cornbread muffins, which I'll talk about that here in just a minute. But I want to talk a little bit about something else too. Okay, friends, I've done some soul searching lately, and I've asked myself some tough questions, and they were all about what I wanted to do with my YouTube channel. Now, I am basically a new YouTube person, kind of like in the newborn phase, but I really wanted to do some soul searching and find out what did I want to do with this channel. And it's more than just posting recipes for me. I really want to do something to help people. And so I had to take a really hard look at what I was doing and face some realities. And honestly, I don't want to just post recipes. I don't want to come across like a Betty Crocker or a Martha Stewart. And don't get me wrong, I love Martha Stewart and all that, but I'm not a perfect cook, and I don't have everything all together. And there, I said it, I just put it out there. Um, but I do have a lot of experience in the kitchen. And how I think I can help people with my channel is for those people who need to make a dollar last longer, to help with expenses. And not only that, also time. Time is very expensive, in my opinion. It's more expense than money. Time is one of those things that you just cannot get back. And so many of us today are so overworked and spread out thin that we're just so tired, and we don't think that cooking is something that's attainable because we are trying our best to um, just sit down and rest and not think about cooking. And maybe fast food is the best option because I can just go through the drive-through and pick something up. And I understand how tempting that is, because believe me, I work too, and it is tempting to think, oh man, just go over there. But really and truly, the main part of cooking and being at home is just the planning out and organizing, I think. And so if you kind of get a plan together of what you can do, believe me, you can spend a lot less time at home putting this together, way less time than going through the drive-through. And let me explain that. Okay, for example, I'm going to take the week that I'm making this chili here. I made this chili on a Tuesday. So Monday, while I was thinking out my plan for the week, I made what I call a cheater meal. And a cheater meal is basically, I'll take ingredients that is pretty much cooked or partially cooked, heat it up, and create a meal out of that. That takes me very little time. For Monday, I made some chicken quesadillas using some chicken that was pretty much fully cooked. I just warmed it up, had some tortillas. So I made like a chicken quesadilla, and I think it's like a 7-minute packet of taco rice. So that was Monday. But during that time is when I was thinking out the rest of the week. So I decided that the next day, Tuesday, which is I'm making this chili, I would make chili and cornbread muffins. Okay, so it took me maybe 20 minutes to brown the meat, get all my ingredients together and all that. The crock pot did all the work um for as far as cooking the chili and making it into melding all the flavors together while I was gone working. When I came back home, I started on my cornbread muffins, which I could have reduced my time on that by getting a packet and making cornbread muffins that way. But I chose to do it from scratch. That was my choice because I knew I had the ingredients, so I didn't want to go buy another packet of something. I chose to, try a recipe. So that might have took me maybe 30 minutes to do that because it took 16 minutes, I think, 17 minutes cook time. It might have took me 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes so just to get the rest of the things together. So we're going to say on that one, total time that I expended on that day was maybe 50 minutes, right? So, and then after I made my chili, I took 1 quart of it and put it in the refrigerator, and there was enough leftovers to where I had 2 more quarts that I put into the freezer for another emergency meal or a quick meal, um, cheater meal. And so it's in the freezer for another time. I have 1 quart in the refrigerator. So Wednesday, I made a casserole. The casserole took me about 40-45 minutes, possibly. Um, and with the casserole, I put the cornbread muffins that I made from the day before to go with that. That made a meal for my husband. Now, Thursday is a total free day for me because he's going to have leftovers from the casserole, and there's still a couple of cornbread muffins left over, and he's going to have that. I do nothing. He comes home, he warms it up. It's absolutely free day for me. So then Friday, I'm going to take that chili out of the refrigerator that I made back on Tuesday. I'm going to put some potatoes in the microwave or the air fryer or something like that, warm them up, and make my chili potatoes and cheese, and make myself some broccoli because um, that's usually how I have to get my vegetables in, is something from like frozen or whatever. But I'll warm some broccoli up, and that's what we'll have is kind of like loaded baked potatoes with the chili on top. And most of my work on Friday is completely done. All I'm doing is warming up basic broccoli and a potato. And so what I'm trying to say is there is so much time left there versus having to think about what does everybody want to eat fast food wise. That's the main thing. It takes forever to figure that out. Then when you figure it out, you put shoes on, get in the car, go to the place. Then you're waiting in line and waiting in line. And sometimes um, they don't have what you want or whatever. It's kind of a stressful ordeal. Most of the time when we go to fast food, especially with my husband who does not want lettuce and tomatoes and onions and things like that, most of the time our order is wrong or something's left out. And another thing is you don't have as many choices like when you're eating fast food as you do at home. So my point is, it's a lot less time, I think, through the week because it's planned out to do it this way versus going, and it helps with your budget so much. I know when we went to a fast food restaurant with me and my grandkids and my husband, I really didn't order anything but French fries. We ordered 3 Happy Meals. My husband was having a Happy Meal because we wanted an extra toy because I won't get into that. But I will tell you, 3 Happy Meals. We're talking little kid meals. We spent over $20, and my French fries were free because of an app we use. So 3 Happy Meals, $20. So I can't tell you, I know $20 doesn't sound like a lot, but when you think about in terms of how much it costs to make some of these meals that I'm saying, and it spreads out through the week, it's so much less expense to cook at home, less stress. Really, the main part, the work that you have to put into is just the creativity to think of what can I make that will a produce some leftovers, and b can maybe be transformed into another meal. That's the hard task of making things at home, and hopefully I can give you some inspiration. That's what I'm going to try to do, is give inspiration and share some of my cheater meals and some of the things I do, and hopefully that will help out some people who need to stretch a dollar or is crunched for time. Hi, friends. So I just want to remind everybody that the full list of ingredients for the chili and the cornbread muffins is going to be in the description portion of the video. And you know, I kind of looked back over some of the meals that I was showing you that I had for the week, and I totally kind of looked at it and was like, you know, all of these are my husband's dishes. Some of them that things that I had made for myself, maybe just a little bit different. I do eat vegetables. I felt kind of bad because a lot of that was like brown and red and orange and white, and that's his color palette totally. So when it comes to food anyway. So uh, I really do eat vegetables. Feel a little embarrassed, but I just wanted to say I hope that I helped someone today. I hope I inspired somebody today. And I hope I wasn't too wordy and lengthy in this video. My intent is to just try to educate and inspire and help those. If you found any value in this video at all, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button and the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos. I appreciate you so much, and until next video, blessings to you. Take care.